So, you've been informed by someone that you do business with that they have sent you a password protected file. This means that they have sent you an email with some information that they deem sensitive enough to protect in transit, but they've provided you with the necessary information to unlock this encrypted piece of information. They've provided you with a password. So if you open up your standard mail client and look for their mail, you should see the mail from this person plus a HTML file as an attachment. If you open that up with your standard browser, whether that's Edge, Internet Explorer, Firefox, or perhaps Opera, you will see a screen that looks like this, essentially asking you for a password. If you can provide the password that they've told you and type it in correctly, then it will give you access to the encrypted content. Once you get the password correct, it will automatically prompt you to save it. Now, this will not be saving an encrypted copy of the document because you provided the necessary information required to decrypt the information. It will save an unencrypted copy to the default downloads directory associated with your web browser. It will then open up the application associated with this file type, which in this example is Microsoft Word. Now you can see a plain text version of the document that they've sent you. You can perform your edits, you can review, you can do whatever you need to do with that document. For the purpose of this demonstration, you're going to make some changes and then send it back to them. For simplicity, we're going to give this file a new name, a version 2 of the document. So now that that's saved locally on your system, you've saved an unencrypted copy. However, if the sender of the original file thought that it was sensitive enough to protect during transit, you should probably do the same to return it to them. So if you go back to the original file, you can click on a button and you can create a new password protected file with your newly created content. To do this, you are going to want to drag and drop your newly created file into the appropriate area of the web browser where it says to drop the file. This will then display the name of the file that you have just dragged and dropped onto the browser. Optionally, you can set a new password. If you don't set a new password, it will use the standard password that was provided when you first opened this HTML document. If you can enter a password and confirm it, it will prompt you to either save or open the new HTML file that it's created. You should choose to save it because that's the file you want to send back to the original sender of the email. What you can then do is find where that file is saved. Generally, this will be the default downloads directory of your web browser, and keep a note of where that file is stored. You can then open up your mail application again and simply reply to the original email. You may optionally create a new email and forward it on, but for simplicity, we're just going to reply to the original email. Make sure that when you send the return message, you actually attach the correct file. This is the file that was just downloaded from your browser, the new password protected file of your new Word document with the necessary changes. Once you select this, you can just press send and the email will be sent. It's that simple. Now you've managed to both receive a password protected file that was encrypted, decrypt it, make some changes to the file, and then send back the newly edited copy without having to have any crypto software or encryption software available and working on your machine, nor have you needed to install anything. That's a great way to share data.